Hi, my name is Julianne, and today I'm going to be doing my Booktubeathon wrap-up, even though this is really late. Sorry about the lighting, it's kind of not that good. This video is not scripted, I'm just gonna say that right away. I don't even remember some of the challenges, but I'm just gonna get into the wrap-up because it's been too long and I need to do this video. The first book I read, which I read in 30 minutes. If you've watched my first challenge video, I actually talked about this book, but I read this book in like 30 minutes because it's a poetry book, so pretty easy to get through. It completed the challenge of read a book in one day, and that was The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. It had very beautiful like poems in it, and it was just kind of raw and interesting, and I don't know how to explain it. Like I really enjoyed this. It was a very, very interesting story. Then after that, I read Velocity by Chris Wooding. I have no idea where I put that book, so I don't have it physically with me for the video. I dressed up as one of the characters from one of the video challenges, and I dressed up as Kasika. I think I did pretty good with that outfit actually, especially in like one day. That book is kind of like Mario Kart, but deadly, and it's awesome. In my head, I imagine it as like the Hunger Games, but Mario Kart style, which sounds really weird, but that's how I like think of it in my head, because it's about this futuristic post-apocalyptic world where how to make money and to like become like famous and everything is like through racing. You have the people who create the tracks, and they have people on the tracks that are trying to kill you while you're doing the races, so that's why it makes me think of the Hunger Games. But because of the racing itself and the different tracks and the different things that happen, it's so much like Mario Kart. Seriously. But it's like really, really good, okay? Like, oh my god. But it's by Chris Wooding, who is I was gonna say fantabulous. That's not even a word. But it was so fantastic. Like, oh my god. Chris Wooding had some of the best books ever. I've read 6 books of him, and I love every single one of them, so he is good at the world building. This was the 3rd book. I didn't read it like straight through during Booktubeathon. I actually was just trying to finish the book, and it was the 2nd time reading it. The first time I read this was in one sitting. There's 500 pages. I bought it that same day. I sat down at like 11 p.m. and I read all the way until like 5 a.m. It was great. This book was so good, and like I don't know how to describe it. Like every time I try to tell someone about this book, I'm like, it just does not come off sounding good. But it's, oh my god, it is so good. Instead of trying to tell you too much about the story, I'm gonna kind of just like give you the bare bones. Basically, this book has it all. You got romance, you got vigilantism, you have pictures. Okay, you have pictures, and then you have the novel. You have awesome main character. You have awesome relationships, whether it's romantic or platonic or familial or whatever. Although one kid, his mom is kind of crazy, but there's some really good relationships in this book. It's really good. It is a contemporary, and I'm not even a fan of contemporary that much. I mean, Sarah Dessen is amazing, but like, I'm not really a huge contemporary person, but this book just blew me away, okay? I think this might be my favorite book of the year. And I read a Chris Wooding and a Rick Riordan book this year already, so you know this book is good. I just realized I didn't even tell you what the book is called. It's called Draw the Line by Lauren Lynn, by the way. So this is the cover. It is beautiful. I love it. Then after that, I read this book that I hyped up so much, and this is, I think, the book. Yeah, one of the challenges was like a hyped up book, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah. So this completes that challenge, and it's called The Love Interest by Cal Dietrich. Oh my god, I thought I made up that name. I was right. That name sounds like an actor name, or like, you know, a character in a book type name. This is a story that I really was anticipating because I'm a fan of people, of like satire and parodies. I'm a fan of people making fun of cliches. Like I do it like all the time in my own stories. So this is basically a parody of the love triangle trope, and it's amazing. There's a secret organization that raises boys and girls, but it focuses more on the guys, but it raises both guys and girls to grow up and then eventually be a love interest to someone who they anticipate is gonna be important, so they want to match them together. So, you know, you're trying to get that person to fall in love with a spy, and then they can find out information, and the organization, once they get information, you know, they can use that information as they want. And the point of having these two guys, you have the nice guy and the bad boy, and they do that because the girl, if she's trying to choose which guy, you know, she's going to choose one or the other, and it's better if they have two guys in running that work for the organization instead of one guy, and then she's like, I don't want to be with that person. They have the two guys because it works better, because then there's a better chance that she's going to end up with one of them, end up sticking with someone who's part of the organization, which is what they need, or what they want. I hope I explained that to the best of my ability. I don't want to overhype this book, because I overhyped it, so it fell a little short to me, and at the end I felt it wasn't as tight as it could have been. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad book, I'm just saying, like, because I was overhyping it didn't live up to those expectations. I still think this is an important story. I think it's a very important story to kind of take this love triangle trope and make it something new, and I would love to see more books do what this book is doing. I forgot, like, the most important thing of this. So you have these two guys who are trying to get this girl to like them, and you know, if one of them doesn't get the girl to love him, he's gonna die. So, you know, they're really motivated to get this girl to like them. The only problem is they start to fall for each other. So that just makes everything complicated. It's really funny and really good. Because it is a satire, sometimes can be a little over the top, but that's only because, again, it's satirical. Like, that's the point of the story. So I'm just, like, warning you before you go into the book. It's going to be a little bit over the top. It is a parody. It's making fun of cliches and the YA genre and all of that stuff. Not because, you know, it hates the YA genre or anything like that, but because, like, you know, there are definitely things that have been overdone, and the author is just saying, hey, this thing has been overdone, let's do it a different way. And I do recommend it. Like, I do think it is a good story. I didn't finish this before the end, but I almost finished it, so I guess that's good. And that's Wires and Nerves, Volume 1. This is a graphic novel, and it is kind of like a spin-off series of the Lunar Chronicles, and I love it. I thought Aiko was a pretty cool character in the Lunar Chronicles, but damn, she's a badass. I was not prepared. Like, she is so good. Like, she's such a cool character. Like, reading this book, I was like, oh my god, Aiko, you are just kicking ass. I highly recommend it. It was so much fun. Just to see all the characters again, I was just so happy. But oh my god, the ending was a cliffhanger. I'd have to wait till next year for the second volume. But really, if you like Lunar Chronicles, you're gonna love this. Okay. So I am using book lights, so after a certain time they like automatically turn off, which is really cool but also annoying if you're trying to film. But anyways, there were two books that I did not get to. One of them was Wayfarer, which I've been planning to read since January, and I still haven't gotten into this one, but eventually I will. And the other book that I still haven't read and still don't know what it's about is called Nobody by somebody with the last name Barnes. If you do know what this book is about, please don't tell me. Like, I wanted to go, this was supposed to complete the challenge of buying a book based off of its cover. This one didn't have a cover, so that's why I bought it, because I had no idea what it's about, and I kind of want to go in blind. I hope it's a first book, though. I hope this isn't like somehow like a third book in a series. So I was able to read 5 books this week, or not this week, and during Booktubeathon. There should be a 5th book, but Velocity has disappeared. That's it. That was my Booktubeathon wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope Booktubeathon was a success for you. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time, and happy reading.